Hi Flosstube friends, this is Jill from Count on Linens. I'm back in my sewing room for another update. Today is September 25th, 2025, and I'm filming my Flosstube number 12. This is 1 year. So a year ago, last September, I got on and introduced myself, and here we are. 1 year later. It's really nice to get to know some people and reach out and then just be filled with a lot of joy from getting to know others and learning from all of you. Thank you so much for coming over to my channel, for liking and subscribing and being part of this along with me. I really appreciate all of our return viewers. And if you're new, welcome. I hope that I have something here that you are interested in. I have this video to not only share my love of needlework, but also to promote my Etsy shop. So I hand dye linen for cross stitchers, and I have 4 collections of fabrics that are seasonal, and they're all representing the state of Utah. And so take a look at my Etsy shop. It's Count on Linens. I also have an Instagram, Count on Linens, and then of course this one. All across the board is my name. And again, my name is Jill, and I talk a lot about my my visitor that comes ever so often. Her name is Kimmy, and she's my sister, so I'll talk about her as well. And she's coming back in October. She was here in June for the first time, coming back in October for another update. So I'm excited to share with her. All right, so I'm going to give you a rundown of what I have to share today. Of course, I have some giveaways for my 1 year anniversary, so I'm excited to share those. And I will share those a little bit later. But first I'm going to start with what's new in my shop. And then I have some whips, one start, a little bit of haul, and quilting. So let's get started. All right. When you go into my shop, I have slowly been adding some more 36 count. And I have updated, I've updated Solitude Serenity, Snowbird Sky, and Cascade Springs. And then I'm going to be dyeing more this weekend. So just take a look. Check back if you can't see what you need, or you can message me. All right, so I have some new fabrics that I'm so excited about. Modern Prairie has come out with Evening on the Prairie, and I have bundles to make your own project bag. So I made a bag with one of the fabrics. So I'm going to show the bag, and then I'll show the bundles, and then all the fabrics. So this is my bag that I made. I'm really happy with the results. So this bundle will come with a zipper, and it looks like a metal zipper, but it's actually nylon, which is really nice because it's easy to sew. You don't have to, break your needle as you're trying to get through metal. And then it has a charm that I've actually made, so that will just coordinate with the fabric that you choose. And then I made a little tie with some of the fabric, so you'll have plenty of fabric to do that. The zipper has a little hoop, a little ring, so that you can add things to that really easily. And then here's the inside. So I did a little something different to mine. I made a little ruffle just to make it look more prairie, and I did some crosshatch quilting on mine. I'm so happy with this bag. I love it so much. I love the fabrics. And I'm going to set this aside because I have something inside to share a little bit later. Okay, so the bundles. Here's an example of one bundle. And then I'm going to share what's inside if you're not familiar. So that's one example. Here's another. Sorry about the crinkle. And one more. Okay. So in the bag bundle is a 1/2 yard of Pellon fusible fleece. And if you're not familiar with this product, it's super easy to work with. I love it. It just gives body to your project. And it's not fusible on one side, on both sides, just one side. And there's a 1/2 yard of this. And then you'll get your charm and your zipper. And it's an 18-inch zipper. And then there's what it looks like. When you go to my listing, you'll find 3 separate listings, and they're all categorized by like color theme. And so this one is grape, and you can see all the different coordinates there. I am absolutely in love with these fabrics. They're so pretty. There's that one. I'm just going to show you up close so that if you decide to go on and take a look, you might go back and refer to this to help you make your choice. There's that one, and they're all numbered. That one. So that is grape. Move that behind to give me more space here. This one is beige. So they're calling this sunflowers, and so I made. You'll see, I named them and numbered them. That one, love that one. And this print is called Ditzy, so it's just what actually Riley Blake has named it, or Modern Prairie. It's Ditzy. Okay, one more. We're almost there. Okay, this is cream. So, meaning like the cream backgrounds. So, here's another Ditzy. This is called berries. Floral with geo green. I'm calling this print Autumn with plaid. Another floral with green dot. And then this is like a sienna or pink. No, it's not the sienna. The Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose sunflower. And again, they're all numbered, so it should be explanatory on there. And you can always message me with questions if you have questions. Okay. Beautiful line. Love it so much. I have 2 kits available. And one is a table topper. It's called Evening Star. It's so pretty. This is 50 by 50. I'll show you the back. And I have one of these. And then I have Laura's Log Cabin. So Kimmy and I are going to be doing this one together. We probably won't start until next year. Isn't it lovely? It's so pretty. I'm going to make this for my bed. And this is the box that it comes in. Such a cute box. And here is the back. So it has your classic log cabin block, but then it also has a star. If you can get a little bit closer, where the points intersect there. And the size of this quilt is 84 by 100. So love this line so much. It's so pretty. Okay. Couple more things in the shop. This is new, a press-it pad by Jalili Studio. And it's basically a terry cloth towel with a trim. And so when you do your laundry, it doesn't get lost with others, but it's a special towel. I thought about making my own, but then I decided to buy them because the thickness is especially made for preparing your applique or your embroidery or cross stitch. And so the idea behind it is to keep your applique puffy, and so you face your applique face down and press, and then it keeps everything nice. So I have a few of those in my shop. And then that's all that's new. I am going to be listing this piece of linen. It's just a one-off. I have 1 yard of it, and if you're interested, I'm just going to call it dark green. It is a dark green. It has a lot of modeling in it. It was just too green for what I had in mind. It's really pretty. Show you up close the color. Yeah, it's super pretty. It would be pretty for a Christmas or a fall stitch. And if you order 2, then I'll give you a fat half. Order 1 fat quarter, and I'll just have it up, and then when it's gone, it's gone. So if you're interested in that, take a look. And that's what I have for what's in my shop. Okay, so let's just move on to whips, and then we'll do the giveaways. So it has been, the weather here has just been so gorgeous, so beautiful. And we had company just like last week for 4 days. We had some cousins come in from Australia on Roger's side, and it was so fun to get to know them. It was the first time I've met them. And so we spent a lot of time outdoors. We went up the mountain toward Park City and saw the fall color, and then went in on the other side towards Sundance. It was so pretty. But I just thought of that because I'm going to show you some of my fall stitching, and it is absolutely so incredibly beautiful. The weather is like perfect time for walking and enjoying the outside. I hope that anyone out there that has some beautiful fall days, be sure to go outside and enjoy it. Okay, so I have Keeper of the Pins that I've been working on. And of course, we've been enjoying our yummy tomatoes that have been harvesting. Okay, so Holly from Mrs. Jones Stitches, she a few videos ago, she got this out and showed it, and I thought, okay, I got to get mine out and get back to it. So I'm stitching this on a piece of gingham linen. I think it's 32 count because I'm using 2/2. And I don't know, a couple years ago I did this one and then just put it away. So then I decided to get it out again. And the lighting, I don't know if you can see that very well. It's probably better this way. I'm using all of the suggested colors from Brenda And I recently went over to my local needlework store and quilting store, and they had these all done up, and they used wool for the back, and so I actually purchased the wool, and I'm gonna reach behind me, just grab it. It's from Pine Needles. So I grabbed these two colors, and here's the from Pine Needles. So I'm going to use this for the back, and so I was inspired not only from Holly, but from how to finish them from the shop. So I'm excited to get back to Keeper of the Pins. I know a lot of you have stitched this, and it's a favorite for sure. Okay. I have a basket down here. I'm just tossing things over. Okay, I'm actually gonna share my new start at the very end of the whip section. Okay, so I have this Jane Austen bag that I made. I still have fabrics from the Emma line, the kits available if you'd like to hop on and grab one before they're gone. I'm stitching Jane Austen Queen of the Needle series by The Primitive Hare, and I'm having so much fun with this little needle book. But I have to tell you, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, this will be so fast. Not a lot of stitching. Well, I was wrong. There's a lot more to it than I realized or anticipated. So I have Jane finished. I just have to do a little bit of back stitching around the collar of her dress. And then right now I'm just working on her birth date. So I'm super happy about how this has been going. Been really enjoying it. I'm stitching this on my Cascade Springs linen 36 count. No, this is 32, and it's 2/2. I wanted my needle book to be a little bit bigger. And then as I was going on it, I thought, oh, this would be so pretty on just a tiny one as well. So one day, if I get the urge to do a tiny book for, maybe like for a little gift for a daughter or something, we'll see. I'm just excited to be working on that. Okay, I have another Jane Austen bag. This is from the Mansfield Park collection. I'm out of this fabric, but this is another favorite. And I tend to use Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch her tutorial for bags, because when you finish it, the inside is all finished and there's no exposed seams. And in this bag I have my Dwelling Place by Teresa Kogut. This is such a beautiful design. Love this so much. And I'm working on the sampler. I'm stitching this on Salty Lake. This is one of my linens that I'm hoping to bring back. It was in my fall collection. And this is 40 count, using all of the called for threads. There's a mix of DMC and then over dyed cotton. So right now I am working on the border, just coming down. Oh, there's a hair on there, sorry. I'm a shedder. Okay. I'm loving all of these colors. I had to take a little hiatus from this because when I was working on land that I love, I was just feeling that it was a little repetitive as far as the color palette, but now that I have land that I love done, I'm really enjoying this one. This is a birthday start that I started last November, and I usually get it out on my birthday day, and then this past month I got it out twice because I didn't have, I don't know, I just felt like I didn't give it enough love, and I still feel like I haven't given enough love. But it's in my rotation. I'm happy about it. Okay, my next one is Heartstring Samplery Prairie Life Sampler. This is in my little bag. Actually, this is my big bag. One of my bigger bags that I've made, that I made years ago. And this has my covered wagon charm from Lori Holt. So Beth designed this chart for her daughter because of her love of Little House on the Prairie. And of course, I love Little House on the Prairie. And I'll show you my progress. I'm stitching this on 36 count light drab by extruded line. And here's my progress. Right now I'm working on filling in the tree right here. Yeah, this one here. And then I just need, this is all solid, I'll fill that in, and then this one is not filling. The log cabin, I have the mortar done, I just need to find a Havana. All of these are the Weeks Die Works over dice. And for some reason I didn't have Havana on my hoop. So there was an event 2 weekends ago in Utah called the Garden of Quilts, and Melissa Gilbert was one of the guests there, and Kimmy and I went to afternoon tea with Melissa Gilbert. And the morning that, and we're going to share that when she comes, I'm going to share more about that experience when Kimmy's here with me next month. But on the morning of the afternoon tea, I had to stitch on this one. So I got it out and I thought, okay, I'm going to drop down and just stitch Laura. And so I did, and she's holding her little fishing rod. And let me see if I can get a little closer. It's so cute. And then I texted Kimmy and I said, do you think if I stitch Laura, do you think that I'll meet her today? Just as a joke. And she said, yeah, according to your track record, yes, you definitely will. So it's just an inside little story that so I shared in a couple of videos ago about how I met someone very special, and I had stitched her like the night before. And so in memory, I really wanted to work on prairie life because I spent some time with Melissa that was really fun. Stay tuned. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Garden of Quilts today, and then we'll share more about the tea with Melissa. Okay, this next one, September Sampler Soiree. I gave some love to my Margaret Ferguson, and this is just a tote that I keep her in. And 36 count cream as Zweigart linen is my fabric. And the beginning of September I was like right here, and so I was able to go down and finish some of the border, not all of the border, but all of this that I'm showing you, plus a little bit of the green over here in the rosebud. So what I'm trying to do is when I have a color in my needle that goes over here, then I work my way that way. But I'm loving this so much. The floral is so pretty, and there's a lot of history, a little background story about the roses. Of course, Nicola does a great job with sharing history in her books. And so this is a Scotch rose that was very popular in the early 1800s, and then Queen Elizabeth came around and she didn't love it, and she brought in some roses that were had longer blooms and weren't as thorny, because these are known to be very thorny and bushy, and so this kind of came out of style, and then according to like what I read about the history, there were some roses that were brought over to the U.S., and you'll find Scotch roses in Prairie, like they talk about the pioneers going west, and you'll find the Scotch roses still existing today in by old barns and things across the country, and it's called nicknamed the Yellow Rose of Texas. So if you know anything about that, that's what these roses are. So this is my only reproduction that I have in my whips right now, and I'm going to be sharing a new start. Actually, I haven't started yet. I've kitted it and ready to start it. I'll set these aside, and then I will share a fall piece that I just started last week. I'll share the bag after, because I want to talk about it. But this is Halloween Seed Sack by Marty Barrick. And I thought this was just so fun and different, and I wanted to add a little, something different in my decor. Okay, I'm stitching this on my 36 count Canyonlands, and it's 1/2, and I'm using all the DMC called for, and my threads are on a recently purchased thread keeper from Thread Milk Design by Lori, and I was so excited to receive these. And here's my little start, and I'm really excited about stitching something new for my Halloween decor. Okay, the trick-or-treat bag. I do have fabrics in bundles to make Halloween bags, and the inside is this Halloween dot, orange and black polka dot, and I like to make a little thread keeper. I didn't have enough of this, so I just made it work with some, and then here's the inside. So I do have bundles for the trick-or-treat fabric line, and there's several different. I don't have the bags with me. Actually, I have one, because one of them is a giveaway, and I'll show that. And so there's 4 different listings for those. There's a Halloween garden, spooky, which is this one, and then a pumpkin, and then a trick-or-treat. So take a look at those if you're interested. They're super cute. They all have a black zipper, and then the pumpkin charm by Lori Holt. And the zipper is a Lori Holt as well. The designer of this fabric, her name is Lisa Audit, and she does some beautiful work. I love her art. Okay, let's share the giveaways. All right, to participate in the giveaway, if you can like and subscribe to my channel and be over the age of 18, and don't use the word giveaway, but I do have keywords for the giveaways. I have 3 bundles of linen. So there's a variety of 36 count, 32 count, and 40 count. So your keywords will be those numbers. If you're interested in the 36 count, there's actually 2 36 and 1 32 in here. And Deer Valley, Park City, and Solitude Serenity. Those are 3 of my winter colors. And then this one is our 32 count. And this has Cascade Springs, Park City Lights, and Solitude Serenity. And then last but not least, I have 40 count, and I have 3 colors, which are Canyonlands, Bryce Beauty, and Golden Sundance. So if you'd like to go in for those, add the number to your comment, and then I have 3 bundles. Sorry for the crinkle. Okay, we'll start with the trick or treat. This is an example of the pumpkin. And then there's different backgrounds. There's like a black background, a white background, and I think not an orange, I think a purple or something like that. So same idea, you'll get the Pell-On zipper charm and then equivalent to 1 yard of fabric. If you would like to go in for this giveaway, use the word pumpkin. Okay, here's a Jane Austen bundle from the Emma collection. Beautiful fabrics. Again, equivalent to 1 yard. Half a yard of the blue, and then 2 fat quarters of the lighter blue and the pink. And then a zipper and a charm from the collaboration with the Jane Austen House and Riley Blake. Use the word I guess use the word Jane kit, and then pumpkin kit, and then this one will be Winterland kit. And this is fabrics from another collection from Lisa Audit, and this is her Magical Winterland collection. There's a half a yard of each, and I'll show you a bag made out of that. Pretty chapel charm in there, and a white zipper. So those are the giveaways, and so be sure to comment and be in the running for one of those. And if you would like, if you'd like to be added for all of them, I think you would just use the word all. Okay, and here is the Winterland bag. So pretty. Get a better idea of the fabric and what that looks like. Here's the charm up close. So pretty. I do have these in my shop for sale for this coming season. There's the inside. So pretty. Really love this collection. Okay. I'm going to share plans, and then I have haul, and then I have a couple of quilting things. Okay, plan number 1. So in the theme of Prairie, I do have Lori's stitch cards. So I would like to stitch these up and use the Evening on the Prairie fabrics. I'll change the colors to match. And so I'll be organizing this in my Prairie bag. So that's one plan. Another plan, Kimmy and I are going to be doing a Sal, The Quirky Autumn by Twin Pink Primitives. And Kimmy will be doing one, I will be doing one. And then we'll share. in October. I don't know if I'll have the finish, but I might try to. Another thing that Kimmy and I are working on together as a sister Sal is Kindness Makes Friends by Shakespeare Peddler. And this is a beautiful design. I just love it so much. And I believe Carol Crago just finished hers, and it's framed. So I love the color palette. I love everything about the design. Here's my progress so far. Just got the top started. It's, it's not that wide. It's narrow and skinny. And I'm using all of the suggested cotton over dyes and some DMC in there. This is flax 40 count. I don't know if I said that or not. Yes, so Kimmy has more progress. I think she's down working on the house. She's almost done. So we'll see what I can do. We chatted a couple of days ago, and we were deciding, okay, what are we going to work on before our video together? So we decided to include this whip. Okay. One more plan. So while I'll just take this opportunity to talk about Garden Quilts. So Emily Call from Emily Call Stitching, she and I went over to Garden Quilts Meet the Maker event, and I believe that was it was Friday night. And Friday and Saturday, the garden, Ashton Gardens at Thanksgiving Point, was just filled with hundreds and hundreds of quilts, beautiful quilts. And it was just so fun to visit that. But I did that with Kimmy on Saturday, but on Friday night, Emily and I went over to Meet the Maker, and it was at a pavilion at a park at Thanksgiving Point, and there were just some booths of some designers, not all the designers, but some of the designers, and I was able to meet a lot of people. I was able to meet Cindy Cloward, and I talked to her about the Jane Austen house because I know she went and visited, and she was completely behind the scenes with the collaboration with Jane Austen House and the reproduction of the coverlet quilt fabrics. And I tell you, just spot on, just so beautiful. I was able to see that quilt, and so we chatted about that. So Emily, she showed up in the cutest, and I'll insert a picture, the vest that she crocheted with Lori Holt's chunky thread. And I tell you, she was stopped by so many quilters and people like us who really enjoy handmade things. And she got so much attention over her vest. I mean, it just was darling. So not only the front, but also the back is the granny square. It's just darling. While I was there, I was able to meet Paula McKinley, and she actually saw me and reached out. It was so sweet, and she has purchased some of my linen, and she gave me this bag. So this project bag is so beautiful. It's quilted inside and out, and in here I have kitted up the Queen of the May, Elizabeth Stevenson. I know so many of you are familiar with this and may have started it or have it in your stash. And what I'm so excited about is my first stitch. And I know that it's a long time coming, and I'm so behind on so many just, you know, silk experience, but I am just starting stitching the silks, and this will be my first time using the 103s of Veriswa. So beautiful. I am dying over the shades of pinks and reds in this collection. So gorgeous. I decided to kit mine up with, this is Cascade Springs 40 count. I'm waiting for the 179, the 179 green. And maybe I'm not the only one. I don't think I am. It's out of stock in a lot of stores. And I actually have mine on order. So just waiting for it, for them to get those back in stock. That and the ecru. I don't have the ecru either. So if you know like inside sources, let me know. But I'm so excited about Elizabeth Stevenson. And maybe I'll jump on a Sal. Let me know if there's a Sal. Okay, I just have a little bit of, well, it's not really a little bit. I have some haul. So while we were at Meet the Maker, we met Minky Kim. I don't think that's her name, but that's her company. And I bought the labels for quilts and things, and then this cute, adorable sewing machine charm. And then I bought one more thing, but I'm going to wait because it goes with my quilt. Heart in Hand, Quilt a Tiny Town. Let's see if I can. So Kimmy and I purchased this one. So cute. Annie B's, welcome to our patch. So pretty. And I have the call for DMC for that. Tiny Modernist, Mouse's Pumpkin Pie. We love pumpkin pie at our house. October House Pumpkin Row. I love all those sweet pumpkins. I'm just not going to say it. I don't speak French or read it. But I love this design for so many reasons, but the little witch and the little ghost reminds me of my childhood. So my mother made Halloween costumes, and I would get in the box every year. And okay, was it this year? Is it going to be the witch or the ghost? Those were my choices. And hands down, always the witch. Always the witch. Okay, those are for fall, and then I have one little sweet sampler. And this came out in 2020. And it was acquired in Illinois at an estate sale. But there were two women who owned this, sisters, I believe, and their grandparents were from Sweden. And so I have some Swedish heritage, my father's side. So I thought, that's perfect for me. And then this one is a download from an Etsy shop called Bird in the Hand Primitives by Robin. And that was just perfect for my honey collection. Okay, I'm going to take this out of this is my last one. So for the 250th anniversary of the country of the United States, I will be doing this. And I've been waiting for this to come out. This is a collaboration with Finally a Farm Girl, Twin Peak Primitives. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. Peacefield 1788. I love this so much. This is my pick for my big stitch that I'll be doing. Love it. I love the floral. I love the alphabet, the building, everything about it. The history behind it, everything. So that is my haul, ladies and gents. I have a couple of quilty things to share. So I'm making a sweet baby quilt for my niece's baby. And it's all, the top is all ready to go. I'm just did a simple 9-patch. And then this is the back. And this is Amber Johnson's Feels Like Home fabric. Just the pink. And I did some fussy cutting. You see that? For the center. And then the rest is just scraps. I love using my scraps. And it's just gonna be a cozy homespun quilt for baby. And I can get back to you. The binding feels like home. Actually, this is a different line. It just matched the pink. And what I have in here is a tool. So after you wrap it around, you take it out. And then you've got your binding all twisted, ready to go, and you take it, this is the outside, take it from the inside. And as you sew it, it won't twist while you're sewing it on. Brilliant. Many of you who are quilters, you might know that trick. I didn't know that trick. So this is called a bindy windy by Dion Stott, and I met her at the Meet the Maker. Here is a QR code to her shop if you're interested. And then it gives you all the instructions. So isn't that clever? Just love this so much. Okay, one more quilt item of business. So Kimmy and I are doing the 250th anniversary of Jane Austen. And the beautiful quilt designed by Lori Holt and then done with all the reproduction fabrics by Riley Blake Design. And I'm so behind, okay? But it's okay. But I have progress. I have done some prep for the applique. Then this will open up to a square and I'll place it, glue it all down, and then hand stitch it on. And I have everything organized, ready to go, all the colors of threads. And Kimmy has hers block done, so I'll insert a picture so you can see what it looks like. So, hoping to get back to this next week. We had company and I just kind of lost. I was on a roll and then it got off my table is the main thing. And then I started making the quilt, and so we'll get back to it. So that's all I have to share. Thanks for spending time with me today. I hope that you all are enjoying the fall weather. And if you're in Australia, I know that it's spring there. So I am grateful for all of you. Thanks for being with me on this journey this past year. Next month is our 1-year anniversary of our shop opening, and just so excited and learned so much this past year. And thanks for being part of it with me. Thanks for sharing this journey with me. Be grateful and inspired every day, and we'll see you next month.